Hello there.
This is Elvis, the ultimate fan channel, the global Elvis community fan channel.
She's so correct. She really is. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. Got lots of Elvis fun for you tonight, this afternoon, this evening, this morning, whenever it is. What's the matter with my headphones here? They're a little bit loose. Hi, everybody. How are you? Let's just get rid of that. Thank you. Yes. Welcome to Elvis, the Ultimate Fan Channel. I'm going to say something here now. I'm going to say, hello, New Zealand. Yes. I got a message from somebody and they said they signed it off from New Zealand. And I thought, well, that's just about as far away as I can get before I start coming back on myself. So the young lady at the start of the show that says the Global Elvis Community Channel is quite correct, isn't she? So I thought what I would do is I would ask people to comment and say hello and let me know where they are in the world. That you can do it by leaving a message afterwards, not just on the live chat, but on the comments on the playback. Let me know what part of the world you're calling from, and I will pick one every week, and I will give you your country a shout out. And today it's New Zealand. Of course, if it's America, then I will give your state a shout out. So if you want to do that, you can do that. Leave the messages below during the week. What do you think of that? And it's New Zealand's turn this week. Happy Mother's Day as well to everybody. I know it's not Mother's Day in my part of the world, but as far as I know, you can correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. Rossi73, hello Steve, good to see you. Rossi, do you mind me sharing the little bit of news that you left with me a couple of days ago? I was absolutely bowled over by that news that you shared with me. So I'm just going to watch the... hello, Gracie G. I'm just going to watch the chat for a second. By the way, if you do want to say anything and you want to catch my eye, because I don't look at the chat a lot, Rossi says, go ahead. Go right ahead. I'll share that in a second, Rossi. If you want to share something in the chat and direct it at me, or you've got a question or anything like that, or you want to donate to the channel, you can do a super chat. And you do that by hitting the $sign at the bottom of the chat. Now, Rossi73 told me that if it hadn't been for this channel, he wouldn't have met his wife and got married. He met his wife through this channel. And I've got to admit, when he said that, I was absolutely just made up. I really was. And not for the channel so much, but just for the fact that Elvis has brought another two fans together and just caused so much love. So there you are. Rossi, congratulations. And I think he's been married now a few years, but I didn't know anything about that until this week when he sent the message to say, by the way, thank you, Steve. If it hadn't been for your channel, I wouldn't have met my wife. Steve the matchmaker. No, it's not. No, it's Elvis. And I'm going to take no responsibility or no thanks or credit for it. But congratulations, Rossi, and your wife. I don't know your wife's name, but congratulations. Apparently, she was a subscriber of this channel as well, but I'm not sure which one. And this channel has brought two people together, holy matrimony, and well done, Elvis. Well done, Elvis. And congratulations to Rossi and his wife. So isn't that a lovely, lovely story? Elvis, the Ultimate Fan Channel, brings together two fans and they get married. Brilliant, 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 brilliant. Right, now, lots of things to catch up on this week. This day in Elvis history, of course, the topic above, you're obviously familiar with what that rare Elvis footage is, but I know it's been covered quite a bit during the week, but it would have been remiss of me not to cover it as the topic, and we'll go through that. A live poll kind of meshes in with this live footage. Underrated Elvis song, a song I wish Elvis had recorded. Caption this photo, smoking hot photo, of course. Sundays would not be complete without a smoking hot photo. That's for sure. I'm going to have a little drink here. In fact, my Sunday wouldn't be complete without doing a live show. So, there's excuse me. There's another message I got during the week, and I'd like to read this out to you. It says, "Cool moment in King Creole. It happens when Elvis fakes the guitar solo when he sings King Creole." Excuse me. Elvis looks back at Scotty, who can be seen in the background actually playing the solo. Elvis looks back at Scotty twice, and Scotty smiles back each time. Kind of like an inside joke between them. I have watched King Creole many times, many times, and only noticed this cool exchange of humour between Scotty and Elvis a few nights back. Check it out. It's so cool. Love your channel, Steve, and Sunday is the best night of the week. Well, thanks very much. And that's from Joseph. Joseph, thanks for sending that in. I'm pretty sure that most people have probably caught that. I have caught it, yeah, but it is cool to watch. If you haven't seen it before and missed it, I'm pretty sure we've watched King Creole many times. Yeah. So, yeah, watch out for that. And we're off and running, by doing this.
Hidden Elvis. Clue number 1.
As you probably know by now, Hidden Elvis is 4 clues throughout the show, and then you have to try and put together and tell me what the Hidden Elvis is. Last week, it was Jerry Schilling. This week, clue number 1 is Lincoln. Okay, now, I'm pretty sure nobody's got it from that yet. But even if you have, don't type it in the chat yet. Wait until the 4th clue, and then I'll tell you can type it in the chat. Now, we've got to do the quiz. And I'd forgotten all about Backwards Elvis. And something reminded me, I think it might have been Rick from A to Z. Last week on his show, he did a couple of Backwards Elvis, and I thought, I must reintroduce Backwards Elvis, because it was a lot of fun. So I'm going to play 6 introductions, the first 10-15 seconds of an Elvis song, but it'll be backwards, and you've got to try and identify it. I can only play it once as well, so you can't actually ask to hear it twice, unfortunately. Well, I might be able to do the first one, but after that I get into the sound pad and I can't really go back and play it again. So here we go. What is song number 1 backwards? Okay, so Dave, actually, I forgot to say hi, Dave. He is in the chat moderating for me. And how do you get these? How do you get them so quickly? That's what I want to know. Ruth Daniel, Banjo Paul, Rossi, hi Rossi again, Vincenzo, Paul Gansky, David Lohman, hi David, Beanie. A lot of people are saying My Babe, but the first person was Timothy Lee. Congratulations, Timothy Lee. Oh, by the way, I picked the pen tonight, and it's where's the camera? It's the 1968 TV special pen. Okay, so Timothy Lee, well done. It was My Babe. Timothy Lee. And I've got to just click on that. And Dylan says, way to go, Timothy. Well done, Timothy. I have. I've got a new quiz jingle. Hey, here we go.
You want to know something? On you, wet is my favorite color.
What do you think of that? On you, wet is my favorite color. And he gives her a big smacking kiss again. Just for a bit of fun. Name the movie that comes from.
You want to know something? On you, wet is my favorite color.
Yeah, well done, Tanya. Yes. Where's Mrs. Baby? Yeah. Oh, my friend, Mrs. Baby. Yeah, okay. I'll reintroduce that in a few weeks. Oh, look at this, Blue Hawaii. Although Paul says tickle me. No, it's actually Blue Hawaii. It's when after they've sung Almost Always True to You, they go to the beach and they have a little bit of a swim. And then when they come out, he says,
you want to know something? On you, wet is my favorite color.
Oh, the beautiful Joan Blackman. And again, if anybody knows how to contact Joan directly, please let me know, because I would love to speak to Joan on the channel. I really would. Gorgeous Joan. There's David. Juan Lozano. Hi. Juan is saying Blue Hawaii as well. Right. What is this tune backwards? Blimey. Little Sister, Surrender, Roust About, says David. Wait, no, I think it's Little Egypt now. Okay. Surrender. Brian says Little Ejo. Ejo. Beanie, Little Egypt. Hi, Juan. Well, Timothy Lee says Little Egypt. He got My Babe First last time. Juan says Little Egypt. Yeah. Tanya says play it again. It was the crash right at the end that got it. Yeah, like the crash at the start. Dave says Richie Boys 66. Was it Richie Boys 66? Let's have a look. Okay, let me have a look. Surrender. No, believe it or not, it is Dylan. Wait, no, I think it's Little Egypt, and then a little bit further down is Richie Boy. So I'm gonna give it to Dylan. Well done, Dylan. You want
to know something? On you, wet is my favorite color.
Let me tell you something about Juan. Juan is a very, very talented man, great vocalist. He's obviously an Elvis tribute artist, but he does so much more as well. And Juan sent me a video of him singing Rags to Riches. He was inspired by Elvis's performance on New Year's Eve 76, Pittsburgh, and it blew me away. It really, really did. I even told Juan actually that Elvis would have been very, very impressed. So yeah, check Juan out. Dylan says Juan is a legend. Yes, they call him the Godfather. I don't know about that, but he's definitely a legend, that's for sure. Now let's go to number 3, and every week I hold out hope that one day nobody will be able to answer one of these questions, whether it be name the Elvis movie, backwards Elvis, all these quizzes I do. I just hope that one day I can beat you. But you Elvis fans are something else. You really are. Tune number 3. Okay, what do you think? Promised Land, says Dylan. Timothy Lee says Blue River. Tanya says Roustabout. Brian says Blue River. Jody Duggan, hi Jody, says Blue River. David Luman says Blue River. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are, Edwidge says Blue River. A lot of people are saying Blue River. Ruth, hi Ruth, yes. It is Blue River, and it's Timothy Lee again. So that's 2 to Timothy.
You want to know something? On you, wet is my favorite color.
I love that. Okay, now I'm impressed with people that David Luman said, but River. Okay, well, yeah, Timothy Lee. Right, now, I'm impressed because you're getting these really, really quick. Will I catch you out with this one? Okay, a bit of a change of tempo there after Blue River. Vincenzo says it's different now. Bossa Nova says I miss you. A lot of people saying I miss you. Love me tender, says Tanya. Oh, John, I can see why you've said please don't stop loving me. Yes, Ruth Daniel Beanie says I miss you. Yeah, it was I miss you, and it was Dylan. Well done, Dylan. And he's flying. He really is flying.
You want to know something? On you, wet is my favorite color.
Right. This is the one I feel will catch you out. I really do. So that means you'll get it in in record time. Here we go. Number 5. Swing Low, Sweet Chariot, says Dylan. Can't wait for the movie next week, Steve, says Vincenzo. More of that news in a minute coming up. Swing Down, Sweet Chariot. Brian Roberts says, Hi, John. Hi, John. Down in the Valley. Okay. All right. Let's see now. Banjo Paul says, I, John. Brian Roberts says, I, John. Well done. If you've said, I, John, oh, Bosom of Abraham, I can see why you said that, Bossa Nova. I really can. But it is, believe it or not, Banjo Paul takes it with I, John. Well done.
You want to know something? On you, wet is my favorite color.
Oh, my sister, Mrs. Baby. That was a good one for a few weeks, wasn't it? Now, okay. I thought I, John, would get you. Maybe this will get you. Okay. How does he get them so quick? Timothy Lee, I got confidence. Dylan, I got confidence. Brian Roberts, I got confidence. Yeah. Doreen is just going, Beanie is going like this. Timothy Lee, I've got confidence. Yeah. Loads. Oh, John Riley says Bosom of Abraham. I can see why you're saying that. It is I've got confidence, and it is Dylan. Well done, Dylan. So you get obviously this.
You want to know something? On you, wet is my favorite color.
Okay, now that was a nice spread. There was a lot of people in the chat getting them right. They just weren't the first person to get it right, if you understand what I mean. So well done to everybody that got those right. I don't think they're easy. I really don't think Backwards Elvis is easy. In fact, I don't know how some people get them so quickly. It's amazing. Timothy, well done. Dylan, Banjo Paul, just phenomenal. Really, really phenomenal. And everybody else that got them as well. Absolutely phenomenal. If I was sat here now and I didn't have the name of the song on my sheet, I wouldn't have a clue half the time. So, yeah, well done to everybody that took part. And don't forget, there is a prize at the end of the month for everybody that... the person that gets the most right during the month. Now, coming up later on will be, of course, Dylan's Elvis Tale. There'll also be, we're doing a movie watch-along, okay? More of that later. But if you ever thought, well, I'd love to be able to sit down. I sit at home and I watch an Elvis movie. I watch a TV special. I'm on my own, but wouldn't it be great if I could watch it with a whole load of other Elvis fans and we could chat about it while it's going on, or we could chat about it. We could stop the movie, chat a little bit about it, and then restart the movie. So watch out for that. It's coming up in a little bit later. Elvis movie watch along. Okay, I'll give you all the details of how you can watch along. But, yeah, I wanted to... This channel, obviously, as you know, it does support anything in the Elvis world that's positive and is, projects and so sort of covets Elvis's legacy and memory and protects Elvis's memory and promotes it. And two of the things that I wanted to promote this week comes from Neil Lancaster. Hi, Neil, if you're watching, although I don't think you are. I think you're out somewhere in Bali at the moment, slumming it. But if you're watching on playback, hi, and I promised I would sort of promote these two things. The first thing you wanted me to show was An Evening with Ginger Alden, and that is the 2nd of June 2025. Find out more and book via wayspromotions.co.uk. So if you're interested in An Evening with Ginger Alden, there you are. You can find out more and you can book wayspromotion.co.uk, and that is at the Cunard Building, Pierhead, Liverpool. So that's an interesting one. And another one, which Neil has asked me to let you know about, is this one, the Cavern Club, Elvis and the Beatles, if you're into the Beatles as well, or if you're just into Elvis. It's a charity event for Zoe's Place, and it's on Wednesday, the 22nd of August, 2025. As you can see, there's live acts, there's video discos, and it's not a whole pile of money. It's it looks like tickets are £10 or £12.50 on the door, and it's all for a good cause. As we know, Elvis was very, very generous when it came to charity and people in need. So again, if you're in the Liverpool area, or not just in the Liverpool area, if you're in England, if you're in the UK, anywhere really, those two events I promised that I would sort of promote. And also, if you haven't taken all this information in, I've posted them on Elvis related events on Discord, so you can have a look there as well. So, and thanks for letting me know about those, Neil, and it's a pleasure to promote those because they are very, very positive events for our Elvis. They really are. Now, the topic. Yes, the topic is, as we know, this has probably been covered by a lot of channels and news outlets and so forth during the week. I know even Rick, I think, was doing a spot on it there just before this this live feed on A to Z. But I thought, well, there's no point in me sort of just not covering it, so let's go through it. As you probably know, Fox 5 New York managing editor Peter Fassini discovered a unique 2-minute, well, it's actually 2 minutes 15 seconds clip of Elvis recording a new ending for his first film, Love Me Tender, in New York City on October 29th, 1956. The clip shows Elvis interacting with the director and fans outside Juneco Studios, an old carriage house on East 69th Street, capturing behind-the-scenes moments previously unknown to Graceland's archive. Even Graceland didn't know about it. Elvis would have turned 90 on January the 8th, 2025. His birthday merited a mention on the newscast that night. So Fox 5 NY managing editor Peter Fassini searched the recently digitized Fox Movietone archive for footage they could air. The silent clip lasts 2 minutes and 15 seconds. It begins by showing Elvis in a film studio. The slate shows a date, October 29th, 1956, and the director's name, Robert Webb. On that date, Elvis was in New York City shooting a new ending for Webb's movie Love Me Tender, Elvis's first film. When Elvis finished shooting, he walked outside to greet fans gathered on the sidewalk. When Fassini saw the details of the building, he recognized it immediately as an old carriage house on East 69th Street that had been largely unaltered for 70 years. I don't think it's far from the Fox studios, actually. Fassini has passed and admired the building dozens of times without realizing what took place there on that fall day all those years ago. There it is. Angie Marchese, the Vice President of Archives and Exhibitions at Elvis's Graceland in Memphis, said, "We're excited about displaying it here at Graceland and sharing with the world." So there you go. And if you're interested on just viewing the rare and raw footage, 2 minutes 15 seconds, but you don't want to watch all the bits that the Fox 5 put in as well and all the superfluous stuff, I've put a link below this video, a link below with just the link for the 2 minutes and 15 of the new footage, the rare new footage. So yeah, that's it's good. And actually, I've got to say that I have seen a lot of the 2 minutes 15 seconds. The little piece outside where he's signing the autographs and then getting in the car and so forth, I hadn't seen that before. But I've seen a lot of the stuff where he's filming the end of, or the new ending of Love Me Tender, because as the news piece says, they got a lot of negative feedback from preview audiences when Elvis died on the screen. So they put that little caveat in at the end to make it a little bit softer, sort of soften the blow a little bit. And Gladys apparently got very, very, very upset seeing Elvis dying on the screen. And somebody even said, I don't know how true it is, that he had actually had it written into his contract afterwards that he would never be shown dying or a death scene on screen again. But of course, I'm not sure how true that is, because in 1956, after Love Me Tender, he never knew whether he was going to make another movie anyway. So I'm not too sure about whether he did have something written into his contract. Maybe he did. I mean, we didn't see him die in Flaming Star. I mean, it was intimated that he rode off into the sunset, a bit like Alan Ladd in Shane, and died. But we didn't actually see him dead on the screen. So yes, like Bad Unseen Sea Lies. I'm not too sure what you're trying to say there, David. Steve, you should interview my friend Nicola Crippa. She met Elvis twice in 1972. Yes, I've seen those photographs actually of Nicola with Elvis. Elvis looking absolutely devastatingly handsome, of course. So, right, now we actually, what have we got to do here? I've got to put this up here. Got to do this.
It's time once again for Dylan's Elvis Tale.
So, young man, are you there?
Well, I was expecting the poll first, so you kind of caught me off guard for a minute.
Oh, right. You were. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Thank you very, very much. You see, this boy is keeping me on my toes. He really is. Yeah. Let's do the poll then, and then I can ask you about it as well, can't I? So we were just talking there a few seconds ago about the new footage. So. The poll is, more Elvis footage has been discovered. Yes. How much more do you think is out there? Lots gathering dust somewhere, or after all these years, hardly any? So there you are. There you have it, young man.
I think the first one, personally.
You think lots gathering dust somewhere, do you?
Oh, yeah. Especially the 70s stuff. I don't know.
Oh, I should have put a little caveat in that. Forget the Baz Luhrmann stuff, okay? We know about that. But apart from the Baz Luhrmann stuff, is there lots gathering dust somewhere, or after all these years, hardly any? There you are.
Gathering dust, I'd imagine.
Yeah. There is a rumour that there's a guy somewhere that's got the whole opening night footage of July 31st, 1969. With sound or just silent?
With sound, I believe.
Wow. Is there like 2 or 3 seconds, and all it is the curtain is coming down and you can just see Elvis's feet?
Yeah, but that was discovered, that was in August.
Ah, right.
Not
Okay.
opening night,
Fair enough.
I believe.
Fair enough. Right, so so you'd go for lots gathering dust somewhere, would you?
Yeah.
And when I say gathering dust, I've got this feeling in my head that there's just people have got stuff and they just don't know what it is. You know, it's a film canister, but they have no idea what's in there and haven't opened it.
Yep. I'd imagine there's a lot of that around.
And what do you think? You think maybe from the 70s?
Yeah, especially Vegas and potentially Tahoe.
Yeah, we don't see much Tahoe footage, do we?
No, because they were very strict about cameras.
Oh, did they used to search? Did they used to search people going in?
Apparently, yeah.
Right.
That's why, if you notice, there's a lot more Vegas stuff than there is Tahoe. Because they were kind of more lenient.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff taken from the balcony in Vegas, which is just a great viewpoint looking down on him, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. There is.
Paul and Joan Gansky, who great friends, great Elvis supporters of mine, and do you remember Paul and Joan got the star cleaned there a few months back when I alerted them. Great people. But Joan was actually telling me a story about how they got front row seats to see him in Vegas, and she actually showed me photographs of a menu and things like that. I might post that in a few weeks' time. It was very, very interesting, and thanks, Joan, for sending me that. So, but I know there was a lot of sort of money changing hands with people, so they could get better seats, and who can blame them? Why not? You know, what the heck? What the heck?
I know.
Right.
Rick's got the same experience because he's got menus and things.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. What I wouldn't have done to have been in their position. Yeah. What was I going to say? Should we do this this tale?
Tale. Yeah.
Where you go?
All right. So this tale today is about a song called "Big Hunk of Love," which of course is very famous. And the first performances of this song was in 1972. Now, this particular rendition that I'm going to talk to you about is from August 4th, 1972, which was the opening show for that engagement.
Okay.
And these two pictures that you're seeing are from that engagement. And just a side note, the turquoise control two-piece is my personal favourite two-piece. I love it. I think it's fantastic. I
loved the two pieces. I really did, and I love the suits as well. You know, the ones with the white jackets and the white pants. Brilliant.
Yeah. So now this show contained a rendition of Big Hunk of Love, which isn't anything unusual. But what is unusual is where it was placed in the set that night.
Oh.
So normally it would reside either in the middle or towards the end. The prime example is All Have Hawaii when it was played second to last.
Yes.
And that's where it would normally live in the set. However, this show, August 4th, he decided he wanted to do it straight after C.T. Rider. So second.
Blimey.
And there's no talking. He just goes straight into it. And it is a proper blowy red off version because I listened to it this afternoon. It is a proper blowy red off version. And what makes it even more unique is that was the only time it was ever done second.
And how did he introduce it? Because I love the way he goes, big honk in Aloha.
No, he didn't. He just went, so, oh, see, about a bow, bow. Highness. Yep.
Amazing.
Straight in.
He loved keeping the musicians on their toes, isn't he?
Yeah, and that's the only time he did it. Second.
Brilliant.
Which makes it very unique.
Yeah,
so I just wanted to share that with everybody.
I agree, and what a great Dylan's Tale. Can we just admire how brilliant and Elvis looks on that night? Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah.
I used to have a turquoise concho two-piece, by the way.
What did you do with it?
I wore it.
Yeah, but you said you used to have it. Did you get rid of it or what?
Oh, no, I've still got it. It just don't fit me.
Oh, right, fair enough.
Unfortunately.
You've got a bit bigger. You've grown up. Now, listen, you did a show this afternoon. Eventually, you did a show this afternoon. You had technical difficulties. It was supposed to be yesterday, wasn't it? But it arrived this afternoon in the end.
It arrived this afternoon, and I didn't realise how much of a train wreck the show actually was. But people seemed to like it, and that's all I can ask for.
I wouldn't have called it. I wouldn't have called it a train wreck. It was King Creole and GI Blues. It was a double feature, wasn't it?
It was, yeah, and I wore outfits to represent both movies, which eagle-eyed people would have probably noticed anyway.
And you did some amazingly quick changes. I think there were some edits in there, I think.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. I don't get to see the edits until everybody else does.
Yeah, fair enough.
I don't do it, you see.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, if anybody wants to check that out, it's Dylan's Wonderful World of Elvis, and it's a double feature. It's King Creole and GI Blues. By the way, that thing I said at the start of the show about the way Elvis looks back at Scotty during the guitar break of King Creole, have you ever noticed that?
Yeah. And you know what I think it is?
Go on.
I think it's the part when he sings. What's the line now? Hang on, I'm going to Google it. 1 second, so I can read the lyrics.
Yeah, he was looking back when he was pretending to play the guitar solo. But you see, the thing obviously people don't know anything about guitars. He had an acoustic guitar, and yet it was an electric guitar solo.
Yeah, no. I've just figured it out now. The bit when he said he bends the string and that's all she wrote.
Yeah.
Scotty bends the string.
Yes, of course he does. Yeah.
So that's why he's looking back.
Oh, well, I think he's looking back because Scotty is doing the solo, but Elvis is pretending to do the solo.
Yeah, on his acoustic.
yeah. But it's a lot of fun. And like I said, I do urge people, if they've never noticed that, to check it out after the show. It's fun to watch. All right, young man. Are you going to tease next week's?
Yes, I am. It is going to be about the Pharaoh jumpsuit and how many belts he wore with it and what the original jumpsuits for those belts were.
Oh, we love jumpsuits tales. We really do. Thanks, Dylan. I'll talk to you next week.
Thank you.
All righty. Bye. Okay. There you are.
Join us again next week for another Dylan's Elvis Tale.
Yes, we really like the Dylan's Elvis Tales. Now, I did see a couple of other people in the queue, but they seem to have gone. I don't know why. Although there is my friend Vincenzo. So I'll say hi, Vincenzo.
Hi, Steve.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
So what do you think about this Elvis footage? Did you see it?
Actually, I've seen it before, and this is Elvis.
Yeah, well, a lot of people are saying actually that they did see most of it in This Is Elvis. But did they see the bit with him talking with the director and all that? I think they're getting a little bit confused.
No, that I didn't see. I didn't see that with the director.
Yeah, well, like I say, there is a link below this video, which is just the full 2 minutes 15 seconds. It's none of the footage of the television channel or anything like that, or the news channel or anything like that. It's just the full 2 minutes 15 seconds. I hadn't seen the stuff of him outside signing the autographs, but I think I'd seen most. Yeah, I'd seen most of the filming of the end of Love Me Tender. But it's nice to see. Listen, even a fragment of film is nice to see. Not 2 minutes 15 seconds, that's for sure. Okay, do you think there's more footage still out there, or do you think after all these years there's hardly any left?
No, I think there's a lot more out there.
Do you? And what from the 50s, 60s, 70s, or what?
Yeah. No, I'm curious to see. I'm curious to see footage from Cleveland in 1955. If they have any.
Yeah. Oh, yes. I know the Pied Piper of Cleveland.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be great to see. It's out there somewhere. So there was rumor that Ray Santilli had it, the fella that did the alien autopsy as well. I think he might know something about it. All right, Vincenzo, nice to hear from you. All the best. Right. Now Tanya is back. Hi, Tanya. How you doing? Are you there, Tanya?
Hello.
Well, how's things?
Good. You?
Yeah, not too bad. What do you think of this footage?
Well, there's a rumor going around.
Oh?
In the last week or so, there's a rumor going around that there's unseen footage, clothes, China dolls, and a suit that had a piece of paper in it saying if you want to disappear, wear this, all hidden in the Graceland attic.
Right. Okay. This is a suit that Elvis wore.
This is just I've only heard about this a couple of days ago.
Okay. So let's try and get to the bottom of this. So there's supposedly a suit found in the attic at Graceland that Elvis wore, and in the pocket is a note that says, if you want to disappear, wear this suit.
Yeah.
That nearly sounds like a bit of a joke, really, doesn't it? You know, if you want to disappear, wear this suit. I must admit, I'll have to see if something else comes out. Where did you hear the rumor?
On YouTube.
On YouTube. Oh, right, on YouTube. Well, just a word of warning. Don't believe everything you read on the internet. That's for sure.
Yeah. There's written notes on Elvis's handwriting and other things and records and up there.
Well, I would have thought that the attic in Graceland had been well cleared out by now. I thought they went through it in the early 80s. That's when they found some. That's when they found some tapes and things like that as well. You know, audio tapes of him singing songs.
Still more up there.
Oh, is there still more up there? I thought it would have been well cleaned out by now. Maybe we can get on to Billy Smith and find out if he knows.
They got like the FBI involved and everything.
Right. Or Angie Marchese would be able to tell us whether the attic has been gone through. I would have thought now, after 40 odd years, they would have had it well cleaned out by now.
There's more to come, apparently.
All right. Well, that's very interesting. So, do you think that there's lots of undiscovered footage still gathering dust out there somewhere, or do you think after all these years there's hardly any left?
There's lots.
There's lots. And where do you think, what decade do you think, 50s, 60s, 70s, or just sort of evenly spread?
50s, 60s and 70s.
Oh, you think it's the whole, his whole career, yeah?
You know that things that probably Elvis didn't want other people to know about, or just kept close to him up in the attic.
Yeah. Somebody's actually saying in the chat that it's probably a joke. You know, the thing in the pocket was probably a joke. If you want to disappear, wear this suit. It does sound like a joke, doesn't it?
I'll send you some more info about it.
Yeah, if you can. I'd be very, very interested, and we can maybe start digging. All right, Tanya, nice to speak to you.
And one other thing.
Yeah.
I've been reading Joyce Bover's book.
Oh, yes.
And I'm on chapter 9. and I recommend that you really should read it.
Okay, what's chapter 9?
It's just basically the romance and like he kind of shunned her off for a while and then had to chase her to Washington, and then it's kind of like cat and mouse game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, we know that Elvis did kind of have. Sometimes he had more than one lady friend on the go at once. You know, I mean, there was even talk that there was sort of, you know, one going in one door, and as one was going out the other door. So, yeah.
I would like to see a movie on this Joyce Bova book.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you never know. You never know. They might do it.
You should get the book.
Yeah. Well, I actually spoke to Joyce about coming on the show, and she wanted to know if I'd read her book. And I said, no, not yet. And she says, well, maybe you should read my book before you ask me. And I thought, okay, fair enough. So couldn't really argue with that. So I must get around to reading it anyway.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
It's definitely really good because it's got like adventures and things happening.
Yeah. Okay. All right. All the best. I'll speak to you again.
Speak to you again. Bye.
Cheers. Bye-bye. Now, before we go any further, actually, I'd like to, there's something I want to say about the topic last week. The topic was, well, it was more sort of, would Elvis ever have done a meet and greet, and would he have charged the fans and things like that? And there was a couple of comments came in to me saying that they didn't like the anti-Priscilla agenda. Now, there's no agenda with this channel. There never has been. You can check all my videos and my live shows, and you won't actually see an agenda. I'm aware that there are different camps. There's different camps with Priscilla. There's different camps for Ginger, Linda, the Memphis Mafia. You know, there's all those at the Colonel. Okay. But what I try and do is I try and remain completely sort of in the middle, on the fence, if you like. And I let the fans say, give their opinion, but I will only let them give opinions that are respectful. I won't let them be disrespectful to anybody in the Elvis world on this channel. You can go back and you can check all my videos, live shows and videos, and you won't find actually any anti or pro agendas to anybody. I'm impartial. And then what I do is I just allow the fans to say, give their opinion on particular things as long as they're respectful. But I do resent being accused of being a anti-Priscilla or anti-Ginger or pro-Ginger. This is not what this channel is about. This channel is about promoting Elvis's legacy and his memory. So I just wanted to say that before we go on to the next caller. And the next caller, I am delighted to say, hi, Priscilla. How are you?
Hey, Steve. How are you, my boy?
Long time no speak. How are you?
I know. I'm good, yeah.
Great.
I've come out of... I'm always telling you I'm sick, but I've come out of a nasty chest infection.
Oh, not another one.
And you know, life has just gotten in the way. My mom was sick, my father-in-law was sick. It's just one thing after the other. But hey ho, I was sitting here watching the show, and my lovely daughter came in. She goes, "Oh, Mom, you got to see your show."
Your show? Yes, it is. It's Priscilla's show.
No, it's just the fact that I've missed a couple of weeks, and
well, we've missed you, Priscilla. We have. We've missed you.
All in bed, Steve.
Yes. Did you see last week's show, the meet and greet?
I haven't. I have a bit of catch up to do. So I've missed actually the last 3 weeks, but between being sick, my mother being in hospital, my father-in-law being in hospital, it's just running from one point to another. You know.
Yeah, well, we were basically saying, Elvis would never charge for meeting and greeting. Other people, movie stars and musicians and things like that would. And is it right and all this and all that? But for some reason, somebody got it in their head that I was sort of anti-Priscilla, but it was nothing to do with anti-Priscilla or anything like that. It was just,
Steve,
yeah.
Steve, the aim or my continued interaction with this show is simply because of that. I've said it every time we've spoken. It's about positivity.
Yes,
that's what it needs to be.
Yeah,
you can please some of the people some of the time. I don't think, now, not having heard the show, I can't comment specifically, but I do know that my experience of this show has not been in any way pro anything. I suppose, look, there are sides to every story. I just think that if we keep the main thing in focus, which is Elvis and his legacy, and to continue to promote him, which is what I truly believe you do, Steve, then you can't control what other people take from what you do or don't say. If your intention was not that, then you can't control how other people react or attempt. But I do think it'd be unfair, Steve, if that's the narrative that existed around it.
Yeah,
and that's my honest opinion.
Oh yeah. So let's more positive then. You've seen this footage then, this new footage that came out during the week, yeah?
Oh, I have.
It was brilliant. It was brilliant, wasn't it?
It was amazing. And you know what? It's done me the world of good.
Good.
I'll tell you why. Recently, over recent years, and particularly with the teasing that Baz has been doing about the footage, I had actually gone to a place that wasn't as positive as I'd normally find myself. I just remember thinking, how much more of this can actually be uncovered? 50 years and, I don't see that there'll be much more out there. And then all of a sudden, wham, bam.
Yeah, I mean, this guy stumbled across it, didn't he, in the Fox archives? He stumbled across it. He didn't know it was there. I'm
not sure how much more in people's attics.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm wondering now. I'm wondering on the poll, there's still lots out there gathering dust somewhere, or after all these years, is there hardly any? Which would you have said?
So, genuinely, if you'd asked me this question up to last week, very little.
But now...
That's what I'd have thought. Because I just keep thinking, realistically, the age demographic that would have maybe had that, we're probably looking at more the 70s because of just the technological advances and people's ability to record things. But the age demographic that they'd be, and, how many lost people's belongings, may have contain footage that wouldn't already have either been... I can't think of the word. They wouldn't have been, gotten rid of, not knowing what it was.
Yeah.
I'm reminded of that video that went up for sale that Mike Stone had.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, there's a lot of people now that wouldn't have a lot of that stuff. And if they were, maybe they were in their attics and they just have been trashed, because people pass on and nobody knows what's in those things. But now, this being happened upon has renewed my my enthusiasm and hopefulness of more of these things to come out.
Yeah, now we were lucky that this was digitized. I mean, what we've got to remember is, if it's not digitized, pretty soon the film actually breaks down. So they got to this and they digitized it before it broke down. I think, what about all the film that's sort of broken down, degraded, and is no longer playable? That's yeah.
No, I just think it gave a positive boost because there are things still coming to light, and for those of us who've been in this game a while, that's a rare treasure. Yeah.
Yes, of course it is. It is. Just when I think I've seen everything.
Yes, exactly. Exactly, Steve. Just when we think we've passed the point of no return, out she comes, and there you go. Oh my God, there we are. Hopeful again that there's more coming.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so
it was all over social media feeds, and I think that's a positive thing. I think that, again, that will do more to spread or rekindle or maintain fires that may have been burning previously. And we do know that since the Elvis movie, there has been a huge cohort of new fans, both young and old, but particularly I'm enthused by the younger ones.
Yeah.
We've often spoken about that as well, Steve, that, sometimes I'm a little jealous of, they're getting so excited about finding things and learning new things that we already know. So we don't have that. And then something like this little pearl pops up and, you think this is good. There's the chance of more of it.
Yeah, I was speaking to somebody yesterday who hadn't seen the live version of Elvis singing "Make the World Go Away" from August 1970, and I said, go to YouTube and watch it. It's a brilliant. It's the one with the red ladder suit, and I says, yes. And by the way, I says, I hate you. I'm so jealous that you're gonna go and see that for the first time. I said, I've been watching that for years.
Exactly. That's exactly. But see, the other thing too, Steve, we, not trying to age us, but we didn't have YouTube.
No, we didn't. We couldn't just go to YouTube and watch this and watch that and watch the other. Yeah.
Just go. It took an awful lot more. Now these people are able, and I think it's a good thing too, though, Steve, because now they're able to see one thing that will lead them onto the other, that will lead them onto the other. And I think we live in a society where people want information overload and they want it now. I think that's out there for them. And I think that continues to promote Elvis's legacy. And these people are continually shocked by those.
Yeah. Now, young lady, you make sure that you take care of yourself and continue to get better.
Oh, sorry for coughing.
Because we the Elvis community couldn't do without you. You know that.
I'd say they could, I'd say they could. But I did miss the interaction, missed the chats, and there was a nice welcome in the chat tonight. So
yeah.
Thanks everybody.
Okay.
And good man, Steve.
Yeah, and take care of yourself.
I take care of it.
Yeah. Thanks very much. Bye.
Okay, Steve.
Bye. Yeah, great to hear Priscilla back alive and kicking. Yeah, I think that's it for this week. I don't think there's any more calls. Thanks to all the callers, great callers. We've got to do this.
Hidden Elvis, clue number 2.
Hidden Elvis, clue number 2. To go with clue number 1, of course, is June 12th, 1937. Okay, now let's put that up there. Obviously, don't be giving me the answer yet. I will let you know when you can give me the answer. Spike asks, my poll answer is who knows? Well, do you know what? I should have put that in there. Because nobody really knows, do they? That's really, really good. Well done, Spike. Thanks very much. And thanks for commenting, by the way. Now, we always do this as well every week. We do This Day in Elvis History. Oh, and don't forget, coming up is information on the Elvis Watch-Along, which we're doing next week. So please stay tuned for that. It's going to be great fun. I just know it is. I know it might take a week or two to get going, but once we get in there and people realize just what a fabulous time you can have watching a movie together with other Elvis fans, it's going to be great. So, yeah, keep voting on the poll as well. More Elvis footage has been discovered. How much more do you think is out there? A lot's gathering dust somewhere, or after all these years, hardly any. Or as Spike asks, my poll is who knows. I should have put that in there. Anyway, never mind. So this day in Elvis history, if this is a red letter day for you, or anniversary, birthday, anything like that, you're wondering what Elvis was doing down through the years. Well, in 1955, on May the 11th, Elvis, Scotty and Bill performed at the Municipal Auditorium, Orlando, Florida, twice, 7:30 and 9:30. And there he is with fans Doris Gurley and Janet Green, by the looks of it. May 11th, 1955. And poor Elvis looks absolutely shattered. He looks like he's falling asleep. In fact, the girls look like they're holding him up. So, yeah. It was probably a very tiring year for him, May 1955. It was when everything's really, really started to take off. 1957, we have Jailhouse Rock production. And Elvis visited Russ Tamblin's The Star of Seven Brides for Seven Brothers and a friend of Nick Adams. He visited his house. And we've also got 1960. We've got G.I. Blues. And we've got 1961, Blue Hawaii.
You want to know something? On you, wet is my favorite color.
I just wanted to play that again because that's from Blue Hawaii. Then we've got Girls, Girls, Girls with the lovely Laurel Goodwin and, of course, Stella Stevens. And then we've got 1965, Frankie and Johnny production. And in 1968, the US mail hit 28 in the US. And, of course, he was also working on Live a Little, Love a Little. 1973, Elvis did midnight and dinner shows at Tahoe. Now, the biggie. Yes. Elvis performed at the Forum Inglewood. Oops, sorry, I beg your pardon. Didn't mean to show you that yet. Elvis performed at the Forum Inglewood, California, 2:30 and 8:30. Led Zeppelin attended. That's what I meant to show you. After a shaky start to the show, Elvis stopped the band and jokingly said, "Wait a minute. If we can start together, fellas, because we've got Led Zeppelin out there, let's try to look like we know what we're doing." Okay. Now, all four members of Zeppelin met with Elvis after the show, spending over 2 hours backstage. Just before the meeting broke up, Robert Plant finally summoned up the courage to sing Elvis's hit, Love Me. Elvis joined in for a few bars. Okay. Now, I seem to remember, I think it might have been Jerry Schilling saying that when they met him, they were like children. They were like little children. They were going, Elvis, 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 Elvis. They were just in awe of the guy. And I can see I can see why they were in awe of him. And there's some pictures of him at the LA Forum. So huge day in Elvis history. May 11th, 1974, Led Zeppelin. And what else have I got? I've got something else here from 1974. Oh, yes. How could I forget that? The other show, he wore my favourite suit. And there he is coming out. John Wilkerson behind him, looking very pleased with himself as well. And the peacock suit. What more can I say? I can't. I can't really say anything else apart from that was this day in Elvis history, and we do another one of these.
Hidden Elvis, clue number 3.
And clue number 3 is LaGrange, Georgia. I hope I'm saying that right. LaGrange, not Lagrange. LaGrange, Georgia is clue number 3. I would imagine a lot of you have probably got it by now, but still hold off and we'll get your answer after clue number 4. There still is time for you to vote on the poll. More Elvis footage has been discovered. How much more do you think is out there? Lots gathering dust somewhere, or after all these years, hardly any. Now, it's not what you hope. I'm not asking you, do you hope there's more out there gathering dust? I want you to vote what you think is the most likely out of those two options. Those jumpsuits, £35. Wow, goodness me. Tanya says, in the attic. Well, I still think that the attic has been cleaned out, but there you are. You're going to send me more information on that. I will be telling you about the watch along in a few minutes. Okay, but we're going to do this, which is a song I wish Elvis had recorded, suggested by By Miami to Palm Beach. Hello there. I believe your name actually is Diana, so thanks Diana for sending this in. And it's Ain't No Cure for Love it's a song written by Canadian singer-songwriter Leonard Cohen. It was first released by the American singer Jennifer Warnes on her 1987 Leonard Cohen tribute album, Famous Blue Raincoat, and subsequently appeared as the second track on Cohen's 1989 studio album, I'm Your Man. As the title suggests, the theme of the song is a common and traditional one for a love song. However, the lyrics of Warnes and Cohen's recorded version of the songs are significantly different from one another. At the length of 3:22 compared to Cohen's 4:50, Warnes' 1987 recordings contains 5 verses compared to Cohen's 6, only the first 2 of which it shares with Cohen's recording of 1988. So thanks very much to Diana for sending that I Wish Elvis Had Recorded. Check it out because I will put a link below. Give it a listen. Let me know what you think in the comments if you're watching this on playback. Right, and I'm going to do this.
It's time now for Caption the Photo.
Oh yes, Caption the Photo. And what on earth is happening here? Yeah, I post a captionable photograph normally on a Tuesday on the Posts tab on YouTube. It used to be called Community tab. Now for some reason it's called Post tab. And some of these captions, they were good and I liked them, and some of the ones that I picked out are, hey, don't get mad, I told you your time hasn't come yet, baby. It's your baby, you rock it. Hey Colonel, who's the daddy? I like this one. Baby, what you want me to do? Also, another one, you see it too? We work in the same way, only in different areas. That's what Frank Sinatra said, wasn't it, on the Timex special when they were starting to do Witchcraft and Love Me Tender. Baby, I don't care. So hush, little baby, don't you cry. You know your daddy's bound to die. That's a clever one from American Trilogy. But the winner, as voted for by you, is, and I mentioned this chap earlier on, and I suggested that you check out his pages because he's very, very talented, is Juan Lozano. And Juan says, I know what you're about to do, but please reconsider baby. Now that's very clever, and he got the most thumbs up, quite rightly as well, because I think that's very, very clever. I know what you're about to do, but please reconsider baby. So well done, Juan, and I will post another Caption this photo probably Tuesday on the Posts tab on this channel. Will we close the poll? I think we will. And it is lots gathering dust somewhere, 75%, and 25% after all these years, hardly any. So there you are. That's what you think. It's quite a big split. 75 lots gathering dust somewhere, and after all these years, hardly any, 25%. Thanks to everybody that voted on that poll. And we move to underrated Elvis song, chosen by Tanya. Tanya was actually on the calls there earlier on. Let me just check something here. Yeah, and it's Trouble. Yes. That is what Tanya says. It's a song written by Jerry Chestnut and recorded by Elvis in March 1975. It was released as a single, as the A-side to Mr. Songman, which was also taken... Mr. Songman was the A-side, Trouble was the B-side. Is that right? No. I beg your pardon. That is actually the wrong way round. I'll start again. It was released as a single as the A-side with the B-side, Mr. Songman, but that cover looks like it's the other way round. Yeah. And Trouble was taken from the Today album. Jerry Chestnut wrote the song in 1975, taking inspiration from a singer and pianist named Little David Wilkins. He said that when writing the title, he thought of a woman walking through the door and causing trouble. He added that he spelled out the word Trouble, then the words alone and looking, and found that they rhymed when spelled out. The male narrator is a musician who performs at various nightclubs as his main source of income, especially during late night hours. During a performance at one particular club, the narrator notices a rather attractive young female entering the club by herself. The narrator concurrently begins to boast about the female's characteristics and features and implies a great sense of trouble, hence the song's hook, I smell Trouble, that the female could cause as a result, such as bringing her attractiveness to the attention of males that notice or approach her, and subsequently inflicting jealousy amongst other females with characteristics somewhat less appealing than hers. So let's have a look at the recording of it. Recording in RCA Studios C in Hollywood, California. Producer was Felton Jarvis. The engineer was Rick Ruggieri. And very, very little work was needed on it because take 1 is complete. Take 2 and take 3, no. And then take 4 is the master. It's the undubbed master. And Elvis overdubbed a harmony vocal on it as well. And he even sang it live as well. And to be fair, it's not an easy song to sing live because it is amazingly wordy. So a big up to Elvis to sort of even tackle it live. So, yes. And as I say, it did appear on that album as well, which is a great album. And yeah, thanks to Tanya for suggesting that. And you can send in your underrated Elvis songs. I wish Elvis had recorded. All those sort of things you can send in to me. We have to do this, which is
Hidden Elvis, fourth and final clue.
Okay, the final clue is definitely going to give it to you if you don't already know. And it is American Sound Studio. Okay, so we've got Lincoln, we've got June 12th, 1937, we've got LaGrange, Georgia, and we've got American Sound Studio. And here we go. Well done, Pat, Mrs. EAP, Elaine, Paul. Hi, Paul. Travis Tritt also had a hit with Trouble, Trouble. He did, Debbie. Yes, thanks. Yeah, Edwidge. Let's see who else. Beanie. I know who you mean. You've mistyped it, but I know who you mean. Vincenzo. Jill Colby. Hello, Steve from Tennessee. Hello, Jill. I hope I've pronounced your surname correctly. Now, everybody that said Chips Moment, brilliant, because that is the answer to Hidden Elvis. Yeah. His real name was Lincoln, like the car. He was born on June 12th, 1937. He was born in LaGrange, Georgia. And American Sound Studio. Yeah, that goes without saying. Now, let's see if anybody else says Chips Moment. Well done for everybody that said Chips Moment. And, of course, there. That's what we know Chips for most, isn't it? Is the 1969 American Sound Studio sessions, which were absolutely phenomenal. The amount of... Vincenzo says, Steve, your channel is very respectful to Elvis. Thanks, Vincenzo. That's very kind of you to say that. Mrs. EAP says, smoking. I haven't forgot, don't worry. Ruth says, Chips Moment as well. Well done. We have a little bit of business to take care of now. If you haven't joined our Discord channel, please do. There is a link below to join. And if you can also subscribe and click the bell, it does help the channel, which helps Elvis. Now, this is the thing I wanted to promote. It's the movie watch along on Discord with other Elvis fans. You can share your comments during the screening. You can either do it verbally, in other words, audio over a microphone, or you can just type in comments as the movie is going along. It's next Sunday, May the 18th, after the live stream. Normally I get finished by about 9. I see it's about 8:45 now, my time. We'll be going straight from the live show into the watch along. Now, if you're wondering how to do it, first of all, you have to obviously be a member of our Discord server. Then what you do is, I'm going to show you on screen now. You go and you click on, you see where it says movie watch along? You click there, okay? Then the screen comes up. There it is. You will be able to watch it and hear it. Okay. You can click. You can mute your microphone if you don't want to comment. You just want to. And also, you can comment. If you don't want to comment verbally, you can just type a comment by clicking that little bubble, and then you'll be able to comment down the right-hand side. And the movie we'll be watching next week will be a Roustabout. Why not? Yes, Roustabout. Great movie. A fun movie. But there will be others. There will be sort of TV specials. There will be all those sort of things that we can watch. His concerts and all that. So that's something to look forward to next week after the show, the live show. So you click. Hang on, I'm not doing the right thing here. You click movie watch along. Here we go. It'll show you again in a second. You click movie watch along. You might have to click it twice. Takes you to the viewing screen. Obviously turn your audio on, and if you don't want to talk, you can mute your microphone. But if you do want to comment and you want to type a comment, you just hit the little bubble next to movie watch along. And that's what we'll be doing. We will be watching this time next week after the show, Roustabout. And we were going to do That's the Way It Is, but I thought, no, we'll start with maybe one of his fun movies first, and we'll do That's the Way It Is another week. I do hope you can join us for the watch along. I'll be mentioning it again next week's show, but if you want to join the Discord server and you're not sure how to get the link, then just fire me a message and I'll send you an invite. But it's going to be great fun. It really is. Now we've got to do this.
Oh, he's so hot.
Because Deb H, I think, thought, or no, was it Elaine? I think Elaine thought I'd forgotten. Yes. Oh, that's another thing. Yeah, as well. We can do a movie watch along for all the new Baz stuff as well. We'll be able to do all those sort of things as well. So it will be in your interest to join Discord and then click on the watch along link. Don't worry, I'll be letting you know when I'll be doing them. And also, I don't know if you know that Discord has a events calendar, and it does look like a little events. It looks like a little calendar. I think it's the top right of the screen and top left on the screen if it's you're looking on a mobile phone. Now, this is what we're looking at. We're looking at...
Oh, he's so hot.
It's this one. A 1956 Elvis. That's a Tupelo, I believe. It looks exactly what it is. And wow, doesn't he look something else? I want to make sure I've done everything. Yeah, I didn't want to forget anything. So what do people think of that? Deb H says, I've been watching free Elvis movies on YouTube all week. But you know, it's not the same when you're watching on your own. That's what I always say. It's it's a lot more fun watching with other fans. And that's what you can do with the watch along on Discord next week. We'll watch Roustabout together. That's the shirt the girls tried to rip off. Rebel Vegan says, so handsome. Tanya says, adorable. I am stuck for words. Gorgeous, says Pat. Elvis, so gorgeous, says Helen. Beanie says, very handsome. That's the Tupelo Homecoming Show, 1956. Yes, correct. September 26th. Yeah. That smile is radiant, says Teresa. Certainly is. Dave says sexy. Now, Dave, go easy. Deb Haight says, you're right, Steve. I have to get back on Discord. Haven't been on there a long time. Well, if you're on there, you don't need to obviously go back on, because once you're in there, you're in. I plan to be at an Elvis party next Sunday. Are you talking of our party or somebody else's party? His teeth are white. Yeah, he had great teeth, apparently. That's what some people noticed, that when they met him and they were up close to him, was his teeth. Was one of the things they mentioned. Ruth, are you going to be at our party or somebody else's party? Arkansas Dave says, I was speaking for the ladies. I know, Dave. I know. Yeah. There'll be a little reminder at the end of the show about the watch along. Tanya says, wow. Yeah, Ruth, is it our party you're going to be at or somebody else's party? I'm Gladys made that shirt for the show, Steve. Elvis Jukebox party next Sunday with local fans. Oh, right. Very good. Okay. All right. Unfortunately, you'll miss our watch along, but hey, don't worry. If plenty of people join and enjoy it, then we'll do it again. If it's a success. Location, Ruth. I'd say it'd be quite local, would it, Ruth? $1 Million Smile, says Gracie G. Tupelo, hometown, hot day. Yeah, it did look like a hot day, David. Yeah, I agree. Ruth says, beautiful, Elvis. Great show, Steve. Hope you enjoy the weather. Yeah, the weather has been quite nice here, actually. Yeah. Ruth says, that hair. Mm-hmm. When you have dollars, you can have $1 million smile. Well, it wasn't the money that, he was naturally beautiful. Yeah, so. And with that, Elvis is going to say...
All right, let's wrap it up and get out of here.
Thanks to everybody that joined in today. Brilliant. Thanks to the callers. Thanks to the people that took part in the quiz. Don't forget our watch along. In fact, I'm going to bring it up now. There it is. So, until next week, it's over to Al.
Elvis has left the building. Thank you and good night.